What can RCC offer to a future jazz student? RCC has a big jazz program, which ranges from the diverse selection of jazz groups to the many jazz student combos, all organized under the watchful eye of the jazz instructors. Well, let's hear from the RCC music professors. How did they get started with their music profession?
I play the saxophone. I play all the saxophones. I enjoy playing the alto saxophone and baritone saxophone the most, but I also own soprano and tenor saxophones, and as I tell our students, if you're a saxophone player, you play all the saxophones. And I suppose I selected the saxophone in elementary school, much like our students, and it was shiny and looked kind of cool, and I enjoyed making sounds on it, and it's very attractive, and it selected me. Before I came to RCC, I was a graduate student at the University of Texas, and I was pursuing DMAs in composition and performance. And before that, I was a freelance performer in Southern California, and played for a living and taught a lot of lessons. And I was very happy to have the opportunity to join RCC. One of my responsibilities is I get to oversee much of what happens with the jazz studies area at RCC with my colleagues.
My background in music, I'm a trumpet player. I've performed in different jazz ensembles, different classical settings. You know, I've been a musician pretty much since I was the age of 12.
My background in music, well, I started playing the saxophone in 5th grade, like most people. By the time I was in 6th grade, I was playing in a little dance band, and by the time I was in junior high school, I was making money doing it. You know, by the time I get into high school, I was kind of, I don't know, I was kind of an instigator. You know, I'd grab people and say, let's have a band, let's do this, let's do that, you know. And pretty soon I had a group. We were working, playing weddings and bar mitzvahs and making money, you know. I kind of paid my way through college playing gigs. So it just seemed obvious that I would major in music, because it was kind of something, it was what I was good at.
My background in music is a bachelor's in music from University of California, Irvine, and in voice performance, and then a master's degree from Cal State Long Beach in choral conducting. I chose this career to teach choirs, and because just when I was when I was selecting a major for college, it was like there was nothing really I was interested in except for music. So that's all I've been doing since I was super young, sang all throughout junior high school, and then when it was time to go to college, I had to choose majors, so I selected vocal performance major.
I play piano. I was taught early on accordion, and I didn't like it. But my parents ended up giving me piano lessons, and I fell in love with it. And you know, to this day, I enjoy it.
I'm a guitarist. I play some electric bass, a little bit of banjo, a little bit of ukulele, any kind of plucked stringed instrument, all of those plucked stringed instruments. I play a bit of piano and a little bit of drums, but my main instrument by far is guitar. And why have I chosen that? When I was a kid, we had a guitar in the house. And a friend of mine started playing guitar, and I started listening to rock music all around the same time, and that got me into guitar. I started playing guitar when I was 11, and I played in rock bands in high school. Towards the end of high school, I started getting interested in jazz. I did my undergrad at the Berklee College of Music in Boston. I did my master's at Yale. Took a little more time off, and then I did a doctorate at Indiana University. At Riverside City College, I teach class guitar, which is sort of an introductory guitar class. It's for both people who have never played before and people who have played before and often play well but don't know how to read music. So we tend to have two different types of students in that class. I teach a guitar ensemble, which is like a big guitar orchestra. I teach a course called Music of Multicultural America, which is a general ed course, but also fulfills the diversity requirement at the UCs. I teach a songwriting class, and in the past I have taught jazz improvisation. I have taught jazz appreciation and music appreciation. I also coach combo.
One of the first instruments I played were guitar, trumpet, piano, and starting around, I don't know, 11 and 12 years old, and finally ended up on bass. And that was only because I was the piano player in the band. A group of friends, we were in high school together, had a band, and they said, we don't need a piano player, we need a bass player. So why don't you buy a bass? So I bought a bass, but then I realized, oh, it's electric bass. I need an amplifier. So I had the bass, but no amp. Anyway, I just continued with that and decided that it'd be a great career. So I got a Bachelor of Music from California State University, Sacramento, and then went to conservatory at Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York, and got a Master's of Music from there. The only reason I did was because if you want to learn music these days, it's not in the clubs, it's not being played everywhere as it used to be 50, 60 years ago. Now it's in the conservatories or colleges. And currently I have a jazz improvisation class that I teach. This is, I think, the third year I've been teaching that. And then also I have an ensemble, a small ensemble.
How about listening to what the current jazz students are saying?
All three of our majors are music technology at RCC. I play the piano, play a little bit of guitar, play a little bit of horns.
I manage bass, play a little guitar as well.
I manage drums, play a little guitar and piano, just type.
My major here at RCC is music, particularly music performance.
My major here is jazz performance, but I'm hoping to branch out to teaching.
My plans would be just to mainly perform and execute like my own music would be the grand scheme of things, but along with that, doing session work or teaching on the side, anything really that's revolving around music and jazz especially would be nice.
I'm currently doing teaching right now at a music conservatory at my hometown called Wildebeest. And so that was my dream for a really long time. But as I'm doing that, a bigger goal for me is to reach kids at risk. So I'm hoping to find some kind of way to reach kids who are either being abused in their own homes or dealing with struggles, and just giving them the opportunity to be introduced to music.
At Riverside City College, I major in music. I play guitar and piano. After I graduate from Riverside City College, I plan on probably teaching, hopefully doing gigs and performing. And then I also want to get into composing, arranging, stuff like that.
Better yet, let's see what a jazz rehearsal looks like. At RCC, there are many full-time student bands, such as the Jazz Orchestra.
The classes I teach at Riverside City College are mostly having to do with jazz. I teach the jazz orchestra and the Monday evening jazz ensemble. Teach saxophone students in classical and jazz genres, and I teach jazz appreciation. My favorite part of being a professor of music at RCC is working with the students and seeing them and hearing them achieve. We're very fortunate, I'm very fortunate to have fantastic colleagues. We have a really terrific support structure here. What the school, the administration, staff, associated students, the board of trustees give us just amazing resources and trust, and we get to do wonderful concerts, perform with fantastic guest artists, we get to travel, we host big events. It's a pretty amazing thing. It's I think our students are attracted to it from all over the place to join us here and to study here, and after they leave, I think the majority of them have very fond memories of performing at RCC. So why is it important to play jazz music? It's a great art form just on its own. It's important to acknowledge jazz and how important it is to the music of the United States, music of America. It's a democratic music in that everyone who participates in the music is equally involved, and there's an improvisation to it, an interpretation to it that's unlike other kinds of music.
Guitar and piano mainly because in high school I enjoyed the idea of like harmony, even though I played drums, so I wanted to explore it further in college.
The Jazz Ensemble.
I direct the marching band program. I conduct one of the jazz ensembles. I'm the conductor for the concert band, and I'm the assistant conductor for the orchestra.
I currently play guitar in James Rosio's jazz ensemble. I chose guitar because my interest started with it when I was around the age of 12, and I got a video game actually called Rocksmith where you could plug in a real guitar, and that's kind of how I started my guitar journey, and it's led me all the way here.
I play jazz piano in James Rosio's band. When I was a young kid, I started playing classical, but as the time went on, I dropped out of it kind of and just didn't really want to do it anymore. But as I was introduced to jazz my high school years, I felt that the energy was a lot better for me, and I started getting more into it, so I decided to choose it as my band.
I get to go ahead and interact with many different students. I get to teach many different genres of music, and I'm part of the path of students to go ahead and figure out their musical growth.
I'm in two big bands, which is usually 18 piece, and there's a bunch of horns and then a rhythm section that's kind of not set up.
Jazz music is something that requires a different set of skills in many ways. Like the basic premise of playing with great sound, playing with great time, playing with great expression, that's universal throughout. With jazz, it's a little different because you have the art of improvisation that is in the middle of that. So you have the opportunity to go ahead and create, on a daily basis, type of thing, which is a little different than sitting in an orchestra, singing in concert band, where the literature is all written out for you. You get to put a little bit more of your stamp of yourself in that. And the art of improvisation is something that's valuable for anybody, not only for the development of their ears and knowledge of harmony, but also for their expression, their creativity as well.
Because it makes me feel more free rather than sticking to what's on the page with classical. And I felt that it was better for me to do that with other people.
Well, we have a well-rounded program here. We have different levels of jazz ensembles they can go ahead and be a part of depending on their level and their experience. We have improvisation classes here where they can go ahead and learn that art form. We also have many, many private teachers here that can go ahead and help them on their own instruments, but will go ahead and help them be better performers in a jazz ensemble. And we also have a lot of combos here. So the small group setting is something that is very much a part of what we do here, which is a huge part of jazz.
I chose to learn jazz because I think it really helps emphasize an extension of your own voice on a part of you or a part that's not you, such as your instrument, for the guitar, for example, and it very different from connecting from a lyrical standpoint, and that's kind of how I connect with jazz and why I pursue it.
Former students, I mean, for me, I see them in very many different aspects. I see them as performers later on. I see many of them as teachers. We definitely have a string of students that go into the educational field here as well. So there's an opportunity to go ahead and see them with their own groups. And at times, lots of times they call us to come in and give clinics to their bands and things like that. We have a few in the district that are our former students as well. So yeah, we get to see them.
the Jazz Lab Band.
I teach the third jazz band and some saxophone students, and that's really all. Favorite part about being a music professor? Well, I like getting to know the students. You know, when I've been in academia for a long time, and I've taught a lot of lecture classes, and you know, you teach a big lecture class, you don't really know any of your students. You know, it's a skill to be able to organize material and present it and all that. But you know, music is more of a one-on-one thing. Even the band is 15 kids. I mean, I know them all, and you know, the secret to making it work is you kind of get to know all of them and figure out how you need to motivate them and what they need. You know, so it's really a very one-on-one process. You know, jazz music is America's music. It's important music. It's recognized around the world as being an important art form. It's an indigenous, genuine American art form, and it's a great art form. It's unique. It's one of the most important contributions that we have made to world society, is this music. And I really feel that it needs to be nurtured and preserved and you know, kept alive. The proof of that is that everyone who participates in it, you know, loves it and gets something out of it. It's a great vehicle for personal expression. The fact that it's improvised music largely, you know, you really have to give some part of yourself, and you have to be aware of what's going on around you, and everything that you do is a reflection of your environment, your life experience, and it's truthful. You know, it's really telling the truth.
If you enjoy singing jazzy tunes, RCC has the Vocal Jazz Singers Ensemble.
The classes that I teach here at RCC are chamber singers and vocal jazz ensemble.
My major here at RCC is vocal performance.
My major here at RCC is music.
My major here at RCC is vocal performance.
Don't you worry about a thing.
the jazz program is super strong here at Riverside City College, not only in the instrumental department, but also in the vocal department. So we do have a vocal jazz choir along with the classical chamber choir. My favorite part of being a music professor is that I get to work with different students all the time, and just different range of singers from beginning to advanced, and just being able to do different literature with all of them. Don't you worry about it.
To learn about jazz music and vocal jazz because my previous teachers had suggested it to me. I took a shot in the dark and landed somewhere I'm really liking.
I chose to go into vocal jazz music because I truly believe in the power of the voice and the unity that singing brings, because no instrument can make words, so you gotta use it.
I've chosen vocal jazz because it's something that I haven't done before with singing, and I would really love to learn more about the jazz world because it creates meaning out of everything, and I think that's cool.
Everybody needs a chance to check out the new bird. Yes, it changes.
I think learning about jazz music is super important because it's just a different genre of music that we can study, not only just the classical literature, but jazz and even rock and other forms of different music.
Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing.
In addition, there are a plethora of jazz combos formed by the students and overseen by a music professor.
Hello, we're RCC music students, part of a jazz combo. I'm Paulo.
I'm Jada.
I'm Zachary. We're in a jazz combo together. We've been playing since middle school, so we're all really familiar with each other and the way we play.
We just sort of had that click, you know. for since we've met each other about 8, 9 years ago. We find jazz music to be a very liberating art form.
So after RCC, we're all probably going to the same school as the CPU. I mean, we're all believers in Christ, but we're all music tech majors also. They have really good tech programs. I had a really good jazz band, so we're probably just going to do that and then go for our careers.
My major at RCC is music technology with an emphasis on the music. I play upright bass and electric bass as well as guitar. I know how to arrange music, and that's one of the combos I'm in right now. I'm arranging Stella by Starlight, like choral, I'm doing an a cappella choral arrangement of it, and I've arranged the other like 4 of the other songs that we're doing for that ensemble as well. it's very competitive. I think jazz is the hardest form of music there is out there. So for me, if learning jazz and being able to like play good makes everything else a lot more easy.
Don't you tell me that it wasn't meant to be. Call it quits, call it destiny. Just because it won't come easily, that doesn't mean we had a good thing. Don't you tell me that it wasn't meant to be. Call it quits, call it destiny. Because it won't come easily, doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Come and go. Inside out, back to front, all tangled and messy. So that's how we feel away. That's alright with me. Don't you tell me that it was meant to be. I called it quits, called it destiny. Just because it won't come easily doesn't mean we shouldn't
I teach the jazz combos here, sometimes jazz improv, and I do applied lessons here at RCC. Mostly gratified by when their eyes light up with things I give them, and it's something that they've never experienced before, and you know, it makes them learn that much better. Jazz seems to fall between the cracks sometimes with other music, so it's important for them to have a full, well-rounded education. So, you know, for them to learn jazz along with other things, you know, it's a well-rounded experience for them. Students that have gone on to do other bands, teach in the other institutions. So, you know, that's really gratifying for me.
Wait, what's this? A jazz jam session? I gotta go get my instrument.
We've recently just started doing jazz jam sessions at Back to the Grind. At this point, we're doing it once a month, last Friday of every month. And the owner of Back to the Grind has told me that if it becomes more popular, he'd like to do it every 2 weeks and then maybe even do it every week. We'll see. Favorite part of being a music professor is it's hard for me to pick one thing because I love so many things about my job and I feel incredibly blessed and fortunate to have it. I guess I feel incredibly fortunate to be able to share my love of music with other people for a living and to help other people develop their skills in something that we all love, because I feel like people who are studying music in college love it. So we have that shared love for music, and to be able to share in that and be able to make a living at it is like a dream come true. Actually, literally is a dream come
Jazz music, what I love about it and what I've always loved is the spontaneity. And you don't necessarily find that in classical music because it's printed out. You know, you're reading the notes. Jazz may or may not start that way. You may have a composed part that you're using, but after a while it's open to interpretation. And I'll say this, I love classical music as well, and you hear tons of interpretations of things. The thing that's beautiful about classical is the interpretation, and it has its own spontaneity. It's just that often players don't find that. They're so used to just reading the notes. So what I love about jazz, it gets you away from the notes, using your ears and creating melodies from the beginning. Back to the grind for years has been having jam sessions, but with COVID they shut down for a while. Now they're bringing it back again, and it's great. The students come in and they get a chance to sit in and play music, because that's how you learn how to play any kind of music is by playing it live, but particularly jazz. And for some of them, it's a little more difficult than they think, you know, because they go, well, I've done this in the practice room, but now here we are live. We don't stop because you made a mistake. We're going to go on, so you have to recover. And it's a great experience that way for them as well as for us. My favorite part is bringing out the love of music, because you can play music however you want, whatever instrument you want, it's all great, but you need instruction to learn how to do these things, whether it's electronic music now, like dance music or whatever, or playing jazz or classical. And what I found, I can have 3 tiers of students. Those who really want to be a professional, which are rare, and that's okay. And then those who are kind of what I would call, they want to be the weekend warrior. They want to go out and be able to play gigs on the weekend while having another career. And then the third one is kids who really don't have it in them to put in the time and work that it goes into being a really good musician. Instead, for them, the amateurs, it's just that, cultivating the love of music, because the word amateur originates from the word love. So it's a love of something.
Wow, this is a lot. It seems that this RCC music department may have it all. Come and join us to study jazz at RCC. You won't regret it.